introduction. So welcome everyone, and I hope you've had a great few hours of workshops and presentations this morning. The programme was fantastic, wasn't it? My name is Dr. Liz Westcott, and I'm president of the FIMU chapter in England, in the United Kingdom. So this afternoon, we are now starting the first of 5 keynote presentations. And I have great privilege of introducing our first presenter, which is Dr. Pedro Parreira. Pedro works in the Nursing and Management Department in the School of Nursing in Coimbra. And Pedro has a degree in nursing and specialised in nursing rehabilitation. He has a master's in organisational behaviour from the Psychological and Behavioural Sciences Institute, a PhD in management from the University Institute of Lisbon, and postdoctorate qualification in nursing from Rio de Janeiro State University. Pedro has been teaching for 20 years, and in particular in management and entrepreneurship. He's published 10 books and articles in national and international scientific journals, and has presented at more than 100 international conferences. Pedro has been awarded several prizes in the field of entrepreneurship and has also received funding for research. So it gives me great pleasure to now hand over to Pedro and thank him very much indeed for taking the time to address us all this afternoon. Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Liz Westcott for your kindness and friendly words. It is an honor and a privilege to be presented by you. I'd like to thank to the Escola Superior de Enfermagem de Coimbra for the opportunity in the person of our Dean, Professor Aida Mendes, to thank Professor Lourdes Lomba, an old friend, and President of Fishi chapter of Sigma Theta Tau in Nursing School of Coimbra. I'd like to thank to the President of Sigma Theta Tau, Professor Richard Ricciardi, and all nurses, all our guests, and our organization and scientific committee. My team is about nursing innovation. I like to speak about this theme if it's a necessity or an opportunity. But first, I will carry out a contextualization of the needs of innovation, taking account of multiple scenarios in which nurses act in very different conditions, where the asymmetry of care is noted. The increasingly demanding requires more competent professionals with more capacity for innovation. We present after that some innovations developed by nurses and some conceptual model and strategy followed at our academy in the last years. We present some structures and departments created and models developed, and the networking established with a variety of stakeholders. Finally, I will talk briefly about clinical research with medical devices, a huge, amazing opportunity sustaining a clear problem identified with a great impact in the safety of the patients. Then we present some successful projects ending with some recommendations. Okay? New challenge require new approach. This is our idea. This is familiar, and some of us already experienced this problem. We witness asymmetry in healthcare. Today, the place where we were born is also a predictor of success in the access of healthcare. We witness and experience catastrophic situations around the world, and at the same time, we deal with an increase of the requirement in the quality standards. It is a competing values framework. The increase in the degree of the dependence associated with chronic disease, the increase of life expectancy, we live longer and we live with more comorbidities that demand more cares. However, the healthcare system is not prepared to deal with chronic disease. The system are more prepared to acute care. So we are feeling all these situations, all these challenge, and we witness the growth of the health technology. For each molecule created, 100 of new medical devices are born, creating more complexity. The professionals must face with a new endemic and pandemic disease more frequently. That is, but in an unpredictable way. So it's necessary to deal with this new paradigm. It's very challenging, but at the same time demanding. Look at, for example, this picture. Sometimes we ask to the nurses, have you ever thought about that? Suddenly, in 20 years, we have a lot of new disease, and sometimes we realize that really a new problem. For example, yesterday, the president of Italian Nurses Association, Professor Ott, presented a worry situation in Italy, the lack of intensive care nurses. How is it possible? Yes, it's true. The lack of personal protective equipment. How can we deal with a system that is not prepared? But the nurses must be in the front line. Some confusions about the guidelines. So it seems that we have more frequently to face new patterns, requiring competencies to act in an unpredictable situation. New knowledge, creativity, prompt response, productivity is mandatory to deal with this new challenge. These new situations challenge nurses to develop new competencies, to innovate, address it to care safety, quality, and effectiveness. See the contrast and asymmetry that shocks. This scenario is not acceptable, and our social mandate impels us to act even more. It is a humanitarian necessity. We believe that we can really change. We are around 19 millions of nurses. If each of us make a small difference, perhaps we can change this world and to become a better world, really. This diversity of scenarios and challenge must be faced, and it is crucial to develop adaptive capacity, develop more creativity, resilience, determination skills that are part of innovative potential required to create value. Okay, so the nurses must be more prepared to face new challenges, and so we believe really that the innovation is the action. Innovation is the key. Innovation is the process to transform the mindset, to transform and to become more innovative. So innovation is based on knowledge and the ability to be more effectively and efficiently. Sometimes it's this question is usual. The nurses and the students, nursing students, ask, am I a creative nurse? Am I an innovator? And usually they say, I'm not, I don't belong to that group. This is not for me. Since 15 years, I'm listening this kind of things. We are usually faced with a classic answer to a classic question. Usually, these nurses don't think they themselves are innovator. Nevertheless, nurses are excellent to create better way to improve patient care. This is a contrast. For example, sorry, this slide. This lady don't need presentation. She invented the polar area diagram. This is an innovation, really. This is a visual way to be awareness about a problem. And why not we invest more in this kind of innovation? This is polar area. This is a statistical tool we use it to track infection rates using Crimea War. Everyone can quickly interpret the results. Or, for example, this amazing idea, the color-coded eyelines IV. Look at Terry Burton Salinas. This is a nurse. Make a medication mistake is a nurse's worst nightmare. A problem and a solution. So the colors helps a lot to avoid mistakes. The syringe, very known, don't need presentations. Or this history, why I present this history, just to show that the curiosity helps a lot. The competencies is facing the diversity and look for solutions. If you don't have the answer, look, someone could help you a lot. And if you join the right person in your team, you have success. Look at for example, that idea, Billy Bonnet. It was Sharon Rojon who created this idea. This is an idea to protect the babies in phototherapy. Everybody uses that around the world. Another idea, I think this is an amazing. Everybody use this. A big problem, a great solution. It was Anita Dor who created this crash card. It's not necessary to explain how this innovation can save and spare many lives. Or, for example, another one, it was 70 years ago, this ostomy. Everybody knows what's that. Of course, we are nurses, and now it's still modern, because the evolution about that it's similar to the beginning. Look at. So we could say in around 70 years, only a few fantastic ideas, inventions, creations by the nurses are known. We are talking about the few. What is going on? Why this is happening? Just a few dissemination. Daily nurses create and find new solutions. I'm a witness during the last 30 years. The nurses are very, very creative, but at the same times, they don't show what they are doing. This is a problem. Sometimes they create different ways to improve patient care. Sometimes they don't have awareness. This is a big problem. They don't have awareness about what they are creating. Don't make it out of the unit where they were created, and often their creations are not disseminated or shared on a large scale. So it is necessary to create a culture of innovation. It is mandatory. It is necessary to nurture the creativity, and it is necessary education, of course. So how can students learn together? How can the nursing students create innovations? How is it possible? How can the healthcare team learn together and to create innovations, solutions to solve problems that will increase healthcare quality and improve patients? The answer, we believe really, we have been working perhaps in the last 15 years in that area. The key is the academy, is the education. Look at this smile, this smile and this smile to this face. Sometimes the students appear like that, and at the end they appear like that. This is a transformation. Innovation is a process of transformation. It is a way to think outside the box. Innovation is the action, is one of the best process to change your mindset. It's an action way. It is also the academy that the students experience the educational process in order to develop competencies in innovation. If you want to take risks, take in the academy, because you are in a specific environment that protect you. And it's very interesting when the students and professionals, nurses, say, I'm not an innovative guy. It's not true. Peter Drucker, a genius management guru, a central figure in the innovation, tell us this message. Innovation is not magic. No. It's nothing to do with genius. It is a discipline. So, like a discipline, it could be learned. So, it's necessary to have education to learn how to use the tools available to discover how does it work. A lot of students who express this process discover the way to innovate and become more passionate and motivated with innovation. This is our team. Perhaps 14 years ago, we created the entrepreneurship office with the mission to promote and to stimulate the context, contributing to the creation of development of an entrepreneurial culture, supporting entrepreneurial projects that promote innovative responses to needs in general and in health in particular. The entrepreneurship office have 7 areas that are interconnected. And what kind of methodology we use? A diversity of methodologies, active methodologies, learning by doing, design thinking, problem solving, exploiting the opportunities with different techniques and different tools. Blue ocean strategy, an amazing way to show how can we create, following the best tools. The competitive advantage, the SWOT analysis, very known, the best analysis, and so on. It's a mix of different ways to achieve the success. Sometimes we listen, it's not good for us, for our academy, but have a look about WHO. The aim is to maintain and develop the curiosity, and sometimes, you know, the socialization often creates students very well behaved and aligned with the interest of the teacher, reducing the creativity and the potential of students. Sometimes the problem is the inside the university or the academy that does not favor and stimulate the creativity. This is a big problem. It's easier to teach in a classic way. Someone talks, someone listens. This is not the way to foster the creation. It must be in an iterative way. Okay? Our different empirical studies made by our team show that we still maintain a culture of innovative inside our school, and the students create new passions and become more motivated, looking for new solutions, always with the support of the teacher who guide them, and this is the wonderful process of discovery. Like I explained, the WHO advocates that practice. So the WHO create a health innovative group which highlights the development of deliver new systems, products, technologies, service methods to improve people health. New ways of thinking and working with a special focus on the needs of vulnerable population. It is very important. Improve efficiency and effectiveness, quality, safety. It's very important too. This is innovation. WHO recommends the engagement in health innovation in the context of universal health coverage and sustainable development goals. Everybody knows that. If you want really to be more creative and more innovative, and you are more able to achieve results in that 17 areas. Okay, so it is very important to follow good models. So we use different models in our entrepreneurial in our school. We follow entrepreneurial and innovative potential. It's a hard word, but amazing. Okay, entrepreneurial. Okay, we follow the innovative model. Why? Because it helps a lot. We follow these 7 axes just to increase the results by our students. This is a model that became famous because the higher education institution who follow these 7 axes have more and more interesting results. Of course, we also follow models built by us. Our magnificent Professor Manuel Rodrigues, the coordinator of our unit, create the cross-cutting model, an important reference for excellence in the function of research units. Cross-cutting model is an innovation activity management on the path of modern nursing research, and combines 3 different pillars that shape 8 strategic development axes, creating an excellent environment to innovate. Of course, we follow the quintuple helix. It's an evolution. It begins with Tiofsky with the triple helix. Everybody knows that. But now we are working really with quintuple helix. You can have a look. We use collaborative networking with different academies. We work with technological centers here. We work with different industry, with different companies in the vascular access, for example, hospitals, international and national government centers, Erasmus Plus, Commission of the coordination of the development of the regional center, health cluster, innovation center, etc. And of course, with some national projects and the families. We create too, and I think this is very interesting because sometimes we ask adopt or adapt, and we think it is very important to adapt. And we create this interesting model, the tech care model. This is experimental and applied research in healthcare technologies hosted by WICISA, and make the bridge with entrepreneurship office, transforming ideas in viable projects to be submitted for funding, generating several innovations. Look at here. Proof of concepts, prototypes, medical devices, clinical research and patents. You can visit us in the future, not now. Now we are closed. Not closed, but it's not possible because coronavirus create this barrier. In cooperation with companies, technological centers, we got more than 5 million euros in fund projects in consortium, of course. Look at the families and informal caregivers, families involvement and end users is the new step to be accomplished as soon as possible, of course, to complete our mission, because there are a lot, huge opportunity to invest in that area. We want to work with patients and families to perform usability tests, to develop new safety system, to test new idea. This is a new world that we want to embrace, really. That's why we make this we make this bridge between the patients, the families, and the clinical research, because they must be tested. The clinical research is really an opportunity and a challenge for safety practice. This is one of the big reason, great reason that we consider a huge opportunity to work with clinical devices. So innovation, it's not only a need, but at the same time a great opportunity. Patient safety, one of the main reasons. Second, the recent legislation about clinical research with medical devices create this great opportunity for nurses. In May to the next year, all medical devices, even the class 1, must be supported in studies of usability, safety, and epidemiological surveillance. Nobody, no companies, no industry can put a device in the market if they don't accomplish at least these new rules. So imagine the great opportunity. This is not only for Portugal, this is for all Europe. With this new regulation, everybody must follow these guidelines. This is very interesting. This decision is based on results that technology in some cases are not supported in any clinical research. This is a great opportunity. If you have a look about this publication, this is a small but very, very interesting and rich clinical excellence commission published the device usability evaluation handbook. And this interesting report highlights a global problem of the lack of clinical studies with medical devices. For example, a needle, it's a medical device, and it's necessary to assure that it's safe. Sometimes happens problems and nobody is responsible for nothing. It's not correct. Thus, more human errors happen, resulting in deaths due to the lack of usability studies. In the present moment, studies still not to be mandatory for the companies during this year. In May to the next year, the things will change. Okay, so if you have a look about poor usability, sometimes staff injury and death happens. This case, have a look about this case in New South Wales in Australia. In 4,000 incidents, 80% of clinical incidents involving high-risk device can be attributed to error in use, poor usability, risk to the patients. So it is necessary to create centers just to avoid that situation. This is a big problem, and in the future we hope to participate in this kind of studies. So it is necessary to create centers in the universities, higher education institution, academic institution, just for the students participate in all phases of the research to learn to create a new mindset. So we create this tech care, experimental and applied research in health care technologies, with the mission to intensify experimental and applied research in care technology, development of usability tests with medical devices, involving with the involvement of the end users, the families, and other patients, of course. We use different models, human-centered design, the technology acceptance model, with a lot of dimensions, just to assure that the new devices follow the rules and improve quality and safety to the patients. Because innovation, it's not only theory. I think it is important to share some projects with you. For example, this is very new, a sharp disposable container. This is an innovative system for discharge needles for group 4 containers. Hazardous waste, biological and chemical risks show a competitive advantage. It's here. It's a way to discharge needles. It's not necessary to touch in the container. So it is possible to do that in a safe manner. For example, this is a whole project. It's running now. It's finished at the end of this year. We developed a double chamber syringe that allows with professionals to prepare to administer medication and perform catheter flushing. This is a good contribution, we think so, to improve the quality of care, patient safety. With this innovation, we use only one instead two syringe, ensuring good practice in performing flush. We create a diversity of new models of syringes. The patents are pending. Aren't they fantastic creation? Yes, I love a lot this. the shot ring. It was named shot, you know, it looked like a shot. About another project, led by Professor Anabela Salgueiro, the Tech Prevenv. This is a transfer of technological innovation to nursing practice and prevent infection. We compare the effectiveness of near-infrared light and the use of ultrasound in the success of peripheral venipuncture. In situations of great complexity, the technology is useful and effective. DigiNurse, another interesting project. This is a project learning ICT supported nursing for self-management of patients. We are now using that, and the students experiment to use new ways to follow up the self-management, supporting in a lot of models. Very, very interesting. The participation of the student is amazing. DigiCare, I'm just finishing. DigiCare, this is a project, educational students for digitalization, very interesting too. The Innovasafe Care, another one, very interesting, leading by us, Portugal, addressed to educational students. We hope to produce innovation that can contribute for implementation of new practice. This is another one, science diabetic footwear. We are developing a therapeutical customized footwear for patients with diabetes to reduce problems in the feet, and we hope to be able to offer shoes with insoles adapted to the patient foot, which in addition measure temperature and humidity and could balance plantar pressure. The forno presser pajamas, which use fabric with sensors. Imagine the huge application that can be monitor the care providers. Another one, physical exercise in the bed, new proposals, innovation in clean handrails. It's very, very interesting because we can really offer a fantastic system for disinfection. It is a secure system that contributes to avoid dissemination of transmission chain. Another one project, medication management and safety, the elderly simulator high-tech, led by Professor Maria de Lourdes, a Parkinson footwear. This is another project very interesting, and we can say that we are proud of our team and the result achieved. Our dean, Professor Aida, said it is our responsibility to lead process with value to the healthcare. The support from the strategic top is decisive to the continuity of this research. We achieve, like I said before, more than 5 million euros, and we expect to increase in 40% until the end of the year with new Horizon 2020. I could say, to finish, we must build new paradigm to prepare nurses to the new challenge of the creation. So we must offer programs based on methods, techniques, and tools that enable them to be more innovative. We suggest curricular units related to innovation and creation of centers of innovation working in cooperation with the different stakeholders. Every year we have around 60 innovative ideas. It is a natural process. We have more than 14 patents submitted, and we want to reach the national ranking top five, competing with all Portuguese university. We are proud of that. We want to achieve that. We intend to offer an international curricular unit in area of innovation to increase the interaction in a global way. And there are a lot to be developed. New models, chronic disease, focus on patient safety, reduce health risks, improve quality of life, face new challenge of chronic disease, creating and evaluating new health technology. To be competent in innovation, it is mandatory to be ever-changing healthcare system, addressing the needs of the citizens. We need to think globally and to act locally. We need to think locally and to act globally. Innovation is the key. To accomplish this mission, it is necessary leading multicultural and multi-generational teams that combine the diversity of talents, allowing to transforming multidisciplinary into transdisciplinary teams, guaranteeing the quality of the innovation. We are available to help and expand the model in different contexts, helping to increase the innovative capacity of our nurses in global way. I leave with this thought, very, very interesting. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Pedro. That was absolutely inspiring. And the messages that have come through that you won't be able to see at the moment are just brilliant. People have loved your presentation. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
I think we have maybe time for one question, if we have somebody who would like to ask a question.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Yes, I think Zhao would like to ask a question. Can you unmute, Zhao?
I'm sorry, who wants to?
I think it's Yao Apostolo.
Oh, okay, just a second.
That's it. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Pedro, congratulations. Was a wonderful presentation. And would like you to make probably some comments how the institution, the Nursing School of Coimbra, and how a research unit in health science nursing, it's important to all those activities and projects, and how this is going on and developed by you and your team, and congratulations once more by the projects and the presentation.
Thank you, João, for your question. Really, we can say this is a mix of different talents, different departments, and the strategic top. The cross-cutting model presented or developed by Manuel Rodrigues, our dean, our coordinator, at the same time the different areas could combine an explosive mix. We have different backgrounds. We can put together and work together in different projects, and we can use different competencies from the different departments just to create value to the market. For example, there are a lot of colleagues who work in the pain. Why not combine pain with technology? There are a lot of colleagues who work with technology. Why not combine technology, for example, with patient care? Why not to use the new ideas, and around the different teams we can put this in the center of the innovation. We see perhaps in the last 15 years create different departments with the different areas. The cross-cutting model is an excellent example because the different axes could mix and to create, how to say, transformational projects that include different competencies. Of course, the internationalization, it's one way to foster and to create new networking, and why not to use new ideas that come from the other countries to combine with our ideas and to put that in a global way. We really think that is necessary to foster cooperation. I think is foster cooperation because a lot of students and colleagues think that the creativity sometimes could be more useful in the creation. Why not to use that?
I think we're going to have to draw it to a close in just a minute, Pedro.
Okay. So the message is create more projects. It's a question of survival. It's a question of humanitarian task that we must follow. Our mission tell us that a demanding and a challenge for the nursing. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, you've inspired us greatly and started off our keynotes this afternoon absolutely fabulously. So I'm now going to hand over to Harishida, who's going to introduce our next speaker. And thank you so much, Pedro, for a brilliant start. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. Thank you, Professor Pedro. Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Harshida Patel. I am president of Tau Omega chapter at University of Gothenburg in Sweden. With a great pleasure, I'm introducing our next keynote speaker, Professor Theo van Atscherberg. He's RN, PhD, epidemiologist, and a professor of quality of care, and head of the Academic Center for Nursing and Midwifery at KU Leuven. He has over 300